Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for a bench press day, which is pretty much my upper body day. We started the week off. I didn't do any of my warm-ups here because, quite frankly, the vlog ended up being over 10 minutes, so no point in doing any of that. Straight to my top set, did 315, got 8 reps, pretty much all of them paused, happy with it. I tapped the upright on number 7, but still managed to get 8 reps, although it felt like an 8 rep max. So I'm happy with the fact that 2 weeks in a row when I grabbed this weight, I've been able to get 8. Still got really good set last workout with a 335. So happy with this. But again, the whole thing here is I've got to get bigger. I have to gain more muscle up top if I want to keep this moving forward. And I need to do so in a way that's within my recoverable volume. So again, today what I decided to do, let me drop the weight down just a hair for the supplemental work. Adding a little more total tricep work, paying attention to elbow health, working more on forearms and grip because I need that for both the deadlift, and I think it'll help with my stability on the bench. Right? I think it'll help a lot. So I went down to 245. I've managed to get sets of 8 with 275, but I can tell that, again, maybe I'm not quite getting as much chest activation as I might like. I really need to make sure that these sets hammer my pecs. Okay, I need my chest to grow because I'm doing such a limited amount of benching with all the focus on the triceps. Let my tricep work build my triceps. I need to make sure that I'm hitting a little bit more reps on this to, again, ensure that my chest is getting developed, that I can get quality pause reps and still get high reps. It's one of the problems I'm running into with the 275 as back off work is the concern that I'm dropping down under about 8 reps if I'm pausing really well. I need to eliminate that. I need to make sure my chest is getting worked because this is my chest builder. And if I'm only going to do 3 or 4 sets of workout, again, we need to ensure that that's happening. But the thing is, the pause work, pause benching is phenomenal for that, particularly if you're careful of wrist stacking, making sure that we get the pecs into a lengthened position, not running a real big arch, real modest arch. We're going to get an enormous amount of chest activation, which is exactly what I felt on those. All right, by me going down to that, I didn't feel as much tricep. I always feel a lot of tricep on the top sets, but they're heavier. So by doing this, it turned it into a very, very chest dominant exercise. I can get good pauses, keeping the reps, in this case 10 plus, everything paused, working my chest really, really hard, while again practicing holding that tension in the bottom, right, into that lengthened position, which will help me get out of the bottom of the bench. Okay. Real happy with that. So this is what I have to do. I've got to keep growing. And then outside of that, I can put all my focus on arms and upper back and things. All right, so I feel like on the rows, I'm managing to get like 12 reps on the left arm, but by the time I go to the right arm, what's happening? I'm really fatigued, so I'm only getting 10. That's okay. It may come a point where I need to add more volume here, but I'm like, what I'm gonna do for now to keep working the grip, I'm gonna add exercises that are easy to recover from. By me doing mostly dumbbells here, though, this is a serious grip builder. Why? Because when we're doing strict like this in one arm, we can use a little more weight. So therefore, it forces me to grip more weight for total reps and hold it all the way through. So for grip training, this is really ideal. I like this a lot more than doing a barbell. Okay, now people could say, well, are we getting enough total sets here? If we're only getting a couple sets today, in some workouts I'll get 3, but I'm getting 2. Yeah, I think it's enough with the deadlift volume added in. Those top sets of deadlifts with it, we do pretty good. Now, I may need to increase this, okay? And ideally, I may want to take the bench up another set, add another set of this, and we'll be good. But I've got a lot of muscle memory there. Also keeping in mind a lot of that upper back gets worked on the power curls and stuff, and the deadlifts. So all in all, the volume is in kept pretty reasonable, but because they're pretty much limit sets, I'm taking these about 1 rep away from failure. They're limit sets. We're getting a lot out of it. Again, factoring in the heavy pulling. The deadlift tonnage is really high for those limited sets I do. It all accumulates. Will I possibly need to add more? Sure, we might need to. But I feel like I'm in a good place with it. I've been able to progress to a good strength level. I will eventually want to get a little stronger there, keep progressing. But for the grip training, a lot of the curl variations I do are going to help. And that's exactly what we did. Here today, I put the power bar down. Instead of the deadlift bar, power bar was harder to grip, I added weight. Made it very challenging. I'm thinking of doing my deadlift sets with that bar, of keeping the power bar down there and then taking it back over when I need to bench. And maybe even doing my deadlifts with it for a phase to keep working that grip harder, right? Really, really hammer the grip, because the grip is limiting the deadlifts. And I can always add more stuff. I'm considering, since I've added this arm stuff back in, an extra arm exercise for arm and grip on this day, which you guys will see with the hammer curls. I might work good mornings back in. I can literally build my squat off good mornings, and I know people get mad when people say things like that, like you can't do that. I'm like, I've done it with clients. I've done it before with myself. So I might work the good mornings back in. Again, especially if I go over to the stiff bar for deadlifts, because then grip is really going to be my limit. All right, side note on the triceps, the tendons felt really good today. So I took these up to sets of 15 plus, like last time I did like 10 or 12 with this, and it was a lot. My tendons are now feeling very, very recovered. So I was able to really hit a lot of reps on these with this weight. So I might want to slowly start working this weight up. Again, it can be very gradual, right? But again, this also represents triceps potentially progressing again. And if the triceps didn't feel good, I was considering working a JM press back in, depending upon how my triceps feel. I feel like Skullcrushers bring so much to the table though. And JM presses do though too. You know, I mean, it will still increase my bench. And we may need to work those in for a phase, right? I've done times where I changed them back and forth, but it just feels like I've done really well on the benching lately with the Skullcrushers, as long as I can keep the elbows healthy. And then of course we finish up with doing all these band press downs. Band press downs, I've noticed even though I can get reps with the red ones, I can't lock them as easily, and I already struggle with the lockout position due to my structure and everything else. So I'm keeping down to the Baloosh for now, and I can hit these for 50 plus reps. But did 4 sets of these, and in between those 4 sets, I did supersets with hammer curls. So pretty much just loaded up 52-pound dumbbells, and I managed to get 3 sets of 12 on these. I managed to get 12s. Again, great grip builder, especially after doing those power curls. Power curls are definitely test grip. This works the forearms and grips a little different. And again, I don't try to do these super slow or strict or anything because I want the grip training. I still get a tremendous bicep pump from it. I get a tremendous forearm pump, but then you can feel it in the hands as far as the grip goes. And because I'm forcing to grip a little bit heavier weight with it, I'm a little loose with the form. Now I say that, but then you watch a lot of bodybuilders curl. All these people who everyone's like, oh, mind muscle connection. Those guys swing and cheat like crazy. It's hilarious while talking about being strict. I use a little bit of swinging, but it's also, I'm not going to go slow and all of that nonsense. The data doesn't support that for hypertrophy. But I also want the grip training. So it is bicep, it's forearm, it's grip training. I need all that grip. Grip is limiting my deadlift. So all these exercises that let me work my grip that are easy to recover from, right? Power curls don't beat you up that much. Hammer curls don't beat you up that much. Arm dumbbell rows don't, right? This is a tremendous amount of grip training. My grip is the only thing limiting my deadlift at this point, right? All right, this helps. Then again, we come over to, will it help my benching? If I can squeeze that bar harder, better stability. Potentially, yeah. So I'm hoping a little bit of bench carryover. But again, triceps as far as the supplemental work. Because the pause benching for reps will handle most of the muscle involved. But triceps and stabilizers, they're going to have to be a heavy focus. And again, I feel like for me, triceps, because a lot of times when I'm doing those limit sets, those top end sets, my triceps give out. My triceps give out on me. Got to get them bigger, get them thicker, get their work capacity up. And that's going to be the key, right? So again, working the triceps from a couple different dynamics, including even the Skullcrushers help with you at the bottom of the bench also. Some people are not aware of that, but that's, again, the triceps in the lengthened position, the long head, does help you out of the bottom of the bench. Quite a bit, actually, on maxes. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.